Mike Tyson, Mr. Mike Tyson, settle an argument for me. Would you take an uppercut to the chin, no gloves, from yourself in your prime for $500 million? Absolutely. Yes. Hey, that's me, and I'm signing the fuck off the internet.
Welcome to the Dapper Dog. This is Sports Month, and today we're going to take a look at the spending habits of professional boxers. In our opinion, professional boxers have some of the most outrageous spending habits of any athletes. What do you think about Mike Tyson's extravagant piece of furniture? And how about Mayweather spending his $5.9 million in the Miami Heat's playoffs? Please let us know about your thoughts in the comments section. Some athletes do a swell job of managing their vast wealth and professional responsibility, while others fail miserably at the same task. The one thing they have in common is the money burning a hole in the pocket of their designer duds. And these two most influential fighters are not an exception. Today, the Dapper Dog brings you the outrageous spending of Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather Jr. Subscribe to the Dapper Dog and ring the bell icon to get regular updates on our latest uploads. And if you like this video, click the thumbs up button and share it with your friends. We're done with the round one, so if you haven't checked it yet, make sure you do. Now, we will do round two. Let's start with the legendary heavyweight boxer Iron Mike Tyson, who is known for spending his money excessively during his time on top.
There comes a time in life when a man has perfect clarity, and that moment for me is now. Stronger, faster, and more in tune with my mental and physical abilities than ever before. And that's why I have agreed to fight Roy Jones Jr. on Triller, September 12th. Triller is the perfect platform for me to partner with because it embraces all colors, races, and beliefs. And because it allows you to show the world who you are and where you can do you. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm doing me, and it will be the most epic event of the decade with Triller as my partner on stage. There's a frontline battle and everything's on the line, and it will be something that you guys will never want to miss, and I hope you participate.
Michael Gerard Tyson is an American former professional boxer who competed from 1985 to 2005. He reigned as the undisputed world heavyweight champion from 1987 to 1990 and was the first heavyweight boxer to simultaneously hold the WBA, WBC, and IBF titles, as well as the only heavyweight to successfully unify them. Claiming his first belt at 20 years, 4 months, and 22 days old, Tyson holds the record as the youngest boxer to win a heavyweight title. He won his first 19 professional fights by knockout, 12 of them in the first round, in 1986 after stopping Trevor Berbick in the second round, and added the WBA and IBF titles after defeating James Smith and Tony Tucker in 1987. The following year, Tyson became the lineal champion when he knocked out Michael Spinks in 91 seconds of the first round, and successfully defended his title 9 times, which included victories over Larry Holmes and Frank Bruno. At 1998 ranking of the greatest heavyweights of all time by the Ring magazine placed Tyson at number 14 on the list, and despite criticism of facing underwhelming competition during his run as champion, Tyson's knockout power and intimidation factor made him the sport's most dynamic box office draw. According to Douglas Quinco of the New York Times, the 1990s began with Mike Tyson considered by many to be the last great heavyweight champion, losing his title to the little-known Buster Douglas, and 7 years later, Mr. Tyson bit Evander Holyfield's ear in a heavyweight champion bout. Hardly a proud moment for the sport. In the Ring magazine's list of the 80 best fighters of the last 80 years, released in 2002, Tyson was ranked number 72. He is also ranked number 16 on the Ring magazine's 2003 list of 100 greatest punchers of all time. Overall, Tyson has defeated 11 boxers for the world heavyweight title, the 7th most in history. But when it comes to handling checks, Tyson is not someone to look to. Mike Tyson's income exceeded $400 million during the 20 years of his career. He has earnings over $20 million per fight and consistently kept tens of millions of dollars in his bank accounts. And having all that money gave Tyson the freedom to buy anything he wanted at any given moment. Though he was afforded a lifestyle many of us could not dream of, he didn't always make the best decisions with his money. And one of those items, in particular, was a diamond necklace that he spent $7 million on, and the craziest thing is, he lost it. On one episode of his popular Hot Boxing podcast, Tyson spoke how he once spent $7 million on a diamond necklace. And there, he admitted that the necklace was stolen from him and revealed that he frequently gave away his jewelry to family, friends, and even strangers. He also spent $125,000 per year for an animal trainer for his pet white Bengal tiger that he bought behind bars, a car collection that is even more shameless than you think. Some of the luxurious cars that he once owned were the 2000 Lamborghini Diablo VT Roadster. Lamborghini only built a few of the Diablo VT Roadster to commemorate the new millennium. The VT Roadster wasn't that different from the regular Diablo when it comes to its power, but it was different in how it looked and felt. It features a 5.7-liter V12 that got 529 horsepower and 446 pound-feet of torque, and its powerful engine allowed it to hit a top speed of about 208 miles per hour, and it could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 3.5 seconds. With that being said, despite being a powerful and rare car, its value hasn't ballooned since Tyson bought his for about $275,000. 1995 Ferrari 456 GT Spider. Tyson's version of the Spider had a 5.5-liter V12 that gave it 436 horsepower and 398 pound-feet of torque. It had a top speed of about 192 miles per hour, and it could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 5.2 seconds. The Ferrari built far more of these Spiders than it had built F50s, and a tad that is more than 3,000 of these Spiders were produced, and as a result, it's not as rare as the F50 was. It didn't come cheap at the time and purchase either, as a brand new one would have cost about $210,000. But, like many of the luxury cars that Tyson owned, he sold his Spider to make ends meet, and according to Hot Cars, Tyson put it on sale for $75,000. But, despite being more affordable, it was still a bad deal since the car needed a lot of work. 1995 Ferrari F50. According to Hot Cars, Tyson finished serving his time in prison for his rape sentence. He decided not only make a return to boxing, but also to buy something nice for himself. Tyson spent just under 3 years in prison, so he felt like he needed something to boost his spirits, and that something was a 1995 Ferrari F50, which is a very powerful sports car. The F50 features a 4.7-liter V12 that got 513 horsepower and 347 pound-feet of torque. It could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 3.6 seconds, and it had a top speed of about 202 miles per hour. This car was worth more than $650,000 at the time of purchase, but it's now worth much more since Ferrari only made 349 of them. And who would forget about his $2 million single piece of furniture? Yes, you heard it right. $2 million for a single piece of furniture. Perhaps the most ridiculous purchase Mike has ever made was a Christmas gift for his first wife, Robin Givens. He bought her a golden bathtub for $2 million. Tyson's spending sprees and stories are endless, and he is adamant that it was all his fault. Unfortunately, Mike Tyson filed for bankruptcy in 2007. His financial collapse was as ferocious as his style of boxing. The controversial former boxer said he was never crazy about money, but admitted he went crazy with it. Tyson has said he squandered his fortune on jewelry, prostitutes, mansions, and cars, and admits he became accustomed to receiving fat checks and was taken advantage of by those around him. Tyson's comeback was punctuated in the public eye by his memorable appearance in the blockbuster comedy The Hangover in 2009, and then the sequel 2 years later. Now Tyson is spending time with his family, mentoring young boxers, and doing a one-man play based on his life at the MGM in Las Vegas called Undisputed Truth. He also has a new book coming out about his time working with legendary trainer Cus D'Amato. Let's move on to our next contender, the fighter of the decade, Floyd Mayweather Jr. Floyd Mayweather competed between 1996 and 2015 and made a one-fight comeback in 2017. During his career, he won 15 major world titles, including the ring and 5-weight classes, the lineal championship in 4-weight classes, and retired with an undefeated record. As an amateur, Mayweather won a bronze medal in the featherweight division in the 1996 Olympics, 3 U.S. Golden Glove championships, and the U.S. National Championship featherweight. He was named Fighter of the Decade for the 2010s by the Boxing Writers Association of America, a 2-time winner of the Ring Magazine Fighter of the Year Award, a 3-time winner of the BWAA Fighter of the Year Award, and a 6-time winner of the Best Fighter ESPY Award. And being one of the world's highest-paid athletes, Floyd has more money than he can spend. He has a single bank account with $123 million in it and travels with Ziploc bags of hundreds, and is known for his crazy shopping sprees. Floyd also has 2 fleets of luxury cars. All of his cars at his Miami house are white, and the cars at his Vegas house are black. And take note, he only wears shoes once. He leaves them in hotel rooms for the staff when he's done. Just like his shoes, Floyd also spends $6,500 per year on boxers. He throws them out after wearing them once. He even owns a G5 private jet but doesn't let his full entourage ride on it, and his bodyguards travel on a separate jet because Floyd is afraid of having too much weight in the cabin. And lastly, his insane 7-figure bets on sporting events. He once bet $5.9 million on the Miami Heat in the playoffs and spends millions on necklaces, and once had $7 million in jewelry stolen from his house. Floyd Mayweather does what Floyd Mayweather wants, and that's not exactly a stretch to believe. The guy has all the money in the world and can do with it as he pleases. It's all well and good saying that those fees are ridiculous, and they could be spent elsewhere, but not when your nickname is Money. That's it from us. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give us a like and share with your friends. Subscribe to the Dapper Dog for more amazing videos. Don't forget to ring the bell icon to stay updated with our content. See you in the next video for the fashion of professional boxer wives.